Hey y'all, so I'm back with another video, and this week, baby, on these TV shows they was cutting up. I'm gonna just go ahead and roll on into All American. So this week on All American, they kind of gave me some answers to some of the stuff that I was questioning last week. But first, I'm gonna talk about Tyrone's sister. All right, so with Tyrone's sister, it's like it seems like she's trying to help the hood, but then again, it seems like she's up to something sneaky and devious. And one thing that really stuck out to me in the episode with the whole Tyrone's sister and Coop situation, so it seems like Tyrone's sister has somehow convinced Spencer Shooter to come forward and turn himself in as the shooter. But his sister was trying to, I guess, not involve Coop and keep her under wraps or not have her involved in anything that's going on because, like, sort of kind of at the beginning of the episode, Coop seen Tyrone's sister, Mo, it's her name, Mo, speaking with some gang members, and Coop like, what's going on? And he like, if she ain't asked you to be here, don't even try to include yourself. So I'm like, dang, what's going on? And then later again, Coop meets up with old boy, I think his name is Dre, and was like, Dre, can you please just tell me what's going on? And Dre tells her like, well, whatever reason, Spencer Shooter came forward and turned himself in. And Cooper like, so somebody snitched? And Dre not trying to give no answers because he's saying he really don't know. But he says, tell Spencer the neighborhood is looking out for him. Okay? And then a little on towards the end of the episode when Coop actually met up with Mo and was like, girl, what is you doing? La, la, la. Mo was like, girl, I don't got to explain that to you. I'm trying to help the hood as much as I can. La, 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 la. And she like, so did you get him to come forward, the shooter to come forward and turn themselves in? She like, yeah, I did. I did what I had to do to get it done. And she gonna say, again, tell Spencer the neighborhood is looking out for him. And now I'm just like, why is y'all saying this same exact statement? Is this like does this statement has a double meaning? Because it sounds like they got his back, but it also sound like they looking like he gonna owe them something, you know? So I'm kind of like, come on now, Mo. What are you trying to do here? Are you trying to save the hood or what? And it's just really bothering me because I don't see it yet, like what her whole goal is for being on the show. And I also want to touch on Spencer's trauma from the shooting. I think that they're doing a great job at showing how trauma can affect your body physically and mentally, because all of the doctors have told him that his shoulder has healed, it's healed perfectly fine, nothing wrong with it. But yet, when he get triggered or something, his shoulder like locks up. So he was telling Layla this, and Layla was like, oh yeah, I think you should see a counselor. I looked up sports therapists and all of this stuff. And to my surprise, he was very open about her going behind his back and finding him a therapist. And I thought that was, and he was receptive. He was like, yeah, I'll do it. And I thought that was good because last season, if y'all remember, Layla was going through her mental issues and he was trying to get her to therapy and all of this stuff. And she was like, mind your business. No, she broke up with him and everything. So I guess she's seen like he tried to help her, so she wants to return the favor. And he's seen that the therapy actually did help her. So now he wants to go ahead and get him some therapy. So I'm glad that they're incorporating mental health into the show because that's very important. Like in communities like the ones that Spencer goes to school in now and that he grew up in, shootings happen all the time. People getting shot happens all the time. People dying happens all the time. Gang violence, all types of stuff. They have all types of trauma that they don't deal with. And mental health is a real thing, but therapy is like sounds. People try to make it seem like therapy is poison in the Black community when it actually help. Like they be like, oh, you got a counselor? Like, yeah, I got a counselor. You should get you one too. Talk to some of your trauma. This stuff ain't normal. The stuff that we see on a daily basis is not normal, bro. So, like, go ahead and get that therapy, y'all, because it'll really help. And I love that they're incorporating it into TV and showing other black people that black people get therapy. That's a real thing. Now, for what I want to touch upon, they slowly but surely are trying to reveal to us that something actually did go down with Spence and Liv. I think I'm right. So, in one of the scenes, the whole gang of friends tried to link up. Jordan pussied out and went home. He don't want to face Spencer for whatever reason. He's that upset. But all of these people that were involved in Vegas are all in one setting at this point. Liv and Spencer got some type of tension. Old girl that Asher hooked up with but didn't hook up with in Mexico is there. And Liv and Layla. So Layla is trying to explain to Spencer the situations that's going on with Olivia and Asher. But once she reveals to Spencer what's going on with Olivia and Asher, Spencer realizes, like, she came to me, or either after we had our situation, she went to go see Asher out of town, or after she seen Asher with that other girl, she came to see me. So I'm just trying to, figure out what's the exact story, and we're this close to figuring it out. Because Spencer and Liv had a conversation, like, she just want to push it under the rug. She don't want to talk about it. She don't want to discuss it, because she like, some stuff needs to just be left alone. It don't need to be discussed. We don't need to rehash to something. We need to leave to something in the past. So she forgave Asher for being on the beach with this other girl. And the other girl is now like, why does she want to just put the summer in the past so bad? Maybe she got something to have from the summer. Did you ever think of that? And I'm like, it's about to get real, because Asher's going to have to investigate and see what's going on. And so it's finally going to come out, because even Layla was noticing, like, I know y'all cool and all, but y'all been having these secret conversations and acting all weird around everybody and each other. Like, what's going on? So Spencer covered it up with my shoulder situation, but he know deep down, he and Olivia did something, and they need to let it all out. Just lay it on the table, because Layla gonna be mad, Asher gonna be mad. It's just gonna be a lot, and I'm ready for the drama. That is what I like to see on All American. I watch All American for the drama, okay? Just tell me I need to see some more. What's up? That's all I got on All American for this week. Those were the main things that I wanted to talk about. So, boom. We're going to go ahead and move right on into Grownish. And I'm really proud of Aaron. Aaron has really, truly grown and blossomed into the activist and revolutionary that he wants to be. He's finally getting his thoughts out. He's finally getting the issues recognized that he's been trying to work on at Cal U since he got there. And I think that's really dope. I love that they had him go on a talk show with Angela Rye, just to, show like, oh, dude, he got on TV. But he did kind of lose his man a little bit. He was all over the place. He needed to have drafted up his thoughts, but he was really eager to express all of the problems that they're having at the university. So I totally understand how he got carried away and overexcited and all of this stuff. But my boy, bring it on back. Simmer down. If you're going to be on the forefront, you have to be organized. You have to have well thought out arguments and plans. You can't just go on TV like, and yeah, y'all got rid of the blackboards for whiteboards. That's some BS. And everybody like, what the hell does the boards got to do with anything? What? Nothing. But I really love the way the story is moving, in a way it's moving for Aaron specifically, because I was worried about how they would keep him on the show once he graduates, because he's a senior and everybody else is still a junior. So I was wondering how they'll keep him in the show. I'm still not sure. Oh, he is going to grad school like Cal U, but whatever. That's besides the point. But I love this storyline. It's a really strong storyline to see Black students trying to make safe spaces for themselves at these predominantly white institutions and not letting them pretty much use their money to fund private prisons. No, y'all not about to do that. Not about to let y'all take advantage of my money to incarcerate my people. No, ma'am. And I really understand the struggle of the Black community at a predominantly white institution because I went to a predominantly white institution. So I know about it all firsthand. Like on many occasions, they've shut down our parties, shut down our events when we were like, you have to register your parties and you have to register your events. But they would still come in like, oh no, we got to shut this down because X, Y, and Z. No, it's because we Black. Yeah. Just keep it a buck with us. Like, we ain't in here bothering nobody. Well, sometimes at them parties, they was getting a little rowdy and fighting a few times. But still, we in here trying to have open mic. We not bothering nobody. People is up here saying their poetry and getting their life together. We not bothering nobody being in this room. But it wasn't reserved. How? Y'all wouldn't even let us in here if it wasn't reserved. So somebody lying. But anywho, let me get back on track. I want to touch upon Anna, too. Anna, she always trying to make it be known that her and Aaron used to have relations. Girl, don't nobody care. It's not important. And she was like, well, he's trying to be best friends with Javi, and I don't want it to come up without me telling him. Girl, this is college. Lots of people hook up with lots of people. I don't think Javi is going to be mad if it comes out that y'all used to mess around. And come to find out, he had already peeped while she stupidly blurted it out in front of both of them. All awkward, like, girl, just calm down. It is okay. Don't nobody care that you mess with Aaron. Like, I even hate that they even had that happen. Ugh. Now, this is the tea for me for this whole episode. This takes the cake. Aaron's girlfriend, whose name I don't know because I feel like she's not going to be on the show for much longer. She probably got like 2 more episodes in her. And she gonna ask Zoe if she could pretty much back up off her man, like step back, give him a couple of feet. And Zoe like, what you mean? He all the way over there. I'm right here. She like, no, like, I appreciate you helping him with organizing his sit-in and the outfits and everything. It was really cool. So like she came to her like, oh, I want to give you kudos for this, that, and the third, helping him out. It was really good. The outfits was off the chain. But then she want to say, fall back off my man. Sis, if you're going to give me some kudos, give me my kudos, but don't come to me with no drama. Sis, first and foremost, your man came to moi, okay? I tried to give him his 50 feet. He literally came to my home and said, why are you avoiding me? Why are you acting like we can't be friends? And then he asked me for my help. So, one, he came to her. 2, he was tripping about the fact that she's been not trying to be around him out of respect for you, ma'am. And 3, check your man. You never check the woman about your man, because if you knew what was really going on, you would have seen that he came to her. She was trying to respect your relationship. She was, and she still is. But you coming to me with all this negative energy, sis. If you're worried about your man that bad, you need to try a little harder to keep him, okay? Because that ain't got nothing to do with me. This is me speaking as if I was Zoe. So, boom, period. But my whole thing is, I want to know, is Zoe going to bring up this situation that old girl was like, stay back up off my man, to her friend, or to Aaron at all? So that's what I'm looking forward to on the next episode. Hopefully she brings this up to him. And we're going to see. We're going to see what's going down. But that's all I have for Grownish. Next is Sistas. So y'all, Last week when Sistas ended, Preston's brothers came up to her job and was calling her all type of B words and stuff like, leave my brother alone. So that's how the episode went off. The new episode picks right back up on that same scene. I want to say Danni held her own. She was giving it to their ass, and she was making them feel uncomfortable, feeling mad. They was mad as she was calling them hillbillies and all of this stuff. But y'all want to call me the N-word, bees, all types of stuff. But when I get back up at you, up under your skin, you're feeling it. She was literally really giving it to him. But what took the cake for me is when she ran them over with Zach's cart, bro. My mouth was on the floor. I'm like, nah, no, she didn't. She just scared. Whoa. What's going on? She snapped, bro. She really snapped. And I think what really pushed her to run them over with the cart is because Zach had came up in the cart and was like, oh my God, what's going on? Why y'all talking to her like this? Really coming to her defense. And then they was calling him Tyrone and Jamal and all this stuff and called him a nigga, called him the N-word. And Danni was like, and he was like, oh no, ma'am. No. So I think that's what triggered her to run them over with the cart. Because y'all really going too far. First of all, you came up to my job. Third of all, you coming here talking about some Preston's. It was really a bet that he couldn't get a black girl and all of that stuff. And woo. Y'all really coming up in here disrespectful at my job. And I'm already a little crazy. I'm going to show you crazy. So she showed them. Ran her right over with that cart. But what I really loved the most about this episode was Danni and Zach's conversation that they had on the plane. I really love their friendship dynamic. This episode was the very first episode where she had his back and where she came to his defense and where she congratulated him and encouraged him. And I like to see that. I hope we see more of it because I love their friendship. Like, he's able to express to her what's going on and be real with her. And she's able to now express what's going on with her and be real with him. And I like to see that a male-female relationship as strictly friends. A lot of people, I'm in a group on Facebook, and a sisters group on Facebook, and a lot of people are like, oh, you know how they had sex or whatever in first season. I'm like, no, they didn't. That was a joke. They didn't do anything. You know, and then they're like, I like they bond. They probably gonna end up dating later on. And I'm like, no. They're not going to date. A male and a woman can be friends and not date each other. So I'm loving that. I'm loving the fact that they actually have a healthy friendship. And it really touched my heart to hear her encourage him. And I know he felt that. He felt that because he's like, dang, y'all always got something negative to say. Y'all always hitting me. Y'all always this. Y'all always that. Y'all always tearing me down. And she was like, no, we actually rooting for you. Little do you know. But more so her than Karen, because Karen just trying to be a whole beat. Like, we're bad. Now, since I mentioned Karen, I guess I'll go ahead and talk about her. In my opinion, she's a super idiot for this whole credit card situation. Girl, you know for a fact he did not swipe your dang on credit card. You still ain't asked this man, did he do it? You ain't even looked at the purchases to look at if these are even places that he would have been to. And then what's killing me is she's so adamant about it being him. And all of her friends are like, it wasn't him. That don't sound like him. You know that's not something he would do. You know, they come into his defense and she's like, really? Are y'all my friends or his? Are y'all supporting me or him? No, girl, we're trying to tell you, do not try to send this man to jail for something that he didn't do. That's a serious accusation. Because if he didn't do it and you say he did it, he gonna go back to jail, be on violate his probation, all this other stuff when he's trying to get his life together. And Karen was like, and I know he did it because he blocked me. And I would have this same thought process if I found out that, you know, my money came up missing and I think it's you and you blocked me. So now I really think you did it. But in this case, he blocked her without even knowing the situation. He solely blocked her because of the new girl. And that's what Danni was like, no, ma'am, actually he blocked you because he got a new girl and he ain't worried about you no more. And she wanted to be all frowned up and mad. Oh, now you mad. You mad that Zach has moved on? So you mad about the money, or you mad about you being blocked and him moving on? I think she's mad about him being blocked and moving on, because I think once he finally comes up and she realized that the pastor is the one who stole that money, or Pam, whoever. Once she realized that she was wrong for accusing him, and he actually get his life together, and he be making his bands and all of this stuff with them houses, she's going to want him back, and he's going to be long gone, because Fatima has uplifted him so much and helped him gain so much self-confidence that he does not need to be with this bashing woman. When I say bashing, I mean like she's always bashing him. So she gonna miss her beat, because he's really trying to turn his life around. And it really hurt my feelings to hear him say, I just want her to be proud of me. And Danni was like, so you doing it for her? And he like, no, I'm doing it for me. But I would love if she would actually see me for who I really am, instead of trying to make me out to be this big bad guy, you know? So I'm rooting for Zach. Not really rooting for Karen. No. And the last thing I want to address with Sistas is their banter as friends. I don't like it. It's just something about it that just screams to me like, are y'all even real friends? Because some of the stuff that they say, you don't say that to your friends. Like, the people that I'm friends with, I'm the honest friend, the one who's going to tell you. I'm not rude in my delivery or anything like that. I don't joke about like your hardships to you, like because you a dumb bitch. Like, I would never joke in that way with my friends, but I'm always going to be upfront with them. I'm always going to be honest, and I always, before I give them before I get real with them, can I be honest? Can I tell you my thoughts? Are you open to be receptive to this? I think they need to work on that amongst their friends, because they always talk about each other so bad. On this episode in particular, they was talking about Sabrina can't cook, like she don't have seasoned food, like they was going in. I know as friends, you know, you joke and you pick at your friend, but they was going in like, girl, y'all hurting my feelings. Do y'all like my food or not? Like, y'all ain't gotta eat. Y'all can go. That's how I was feeling. Like, if y'all don't think I can cook, y'all can go. And they always talking about Danni always broke. She always smoking weed. Ugh. They always just talking so bad about her. Like, how are y'all friends? If y'all see that she has a problem with drugs, help her get over that problem. If y'all see that she ain't never got no money, help her manage her funds better. Like, be friends to each other. And then Annie just the dumb one. Dumb over these men. Just dumb. And they know it, and they be saying it behind her back pretty much. And then Karen is just the bitchy one. Always mad, angry at somebody. And they let that be known. And I just I don't like that. And one thing that I peeped from this episode was when Karen walked into the house, Karen was like, oh, Sabrina, you got something to drink in there? And Sabrina's like, yeah, I got your favorite. Karen goes in the refrigerator, looks at it and say, yep, this it. Drinks it, enjoying her drink from what I can tell. And then Andy comes in and she wants to complain. Then she starts to want to complain about the drink and saying, you know, Sabrina always get the cheap stuff. And Andy's like, that's why you always got to bring your own. And she pulled out some expensive wine, and Karen was like, yeah, this is what I need, because this stuff cheap that Sabrina got. Like, she did not just say she liked it, like that was not her favorite drink. Karen, why are you trying to act like that? I don't like that. I don't like the split between the group of friends, that Andy and Karen are always together, and that Danni and Sabrina are always together. Now, what actually pissed me off this episode was Danni asked Sabrina to not bring up her situation with Preston to the other girls, because she didn't want to talk about it with them right now. She wasn't ready to talk about it. But Sabrina brought it up anyway. And I felt like that was really bogus, because Karen and Andy always holding on to each other's secrets from the other two girls, and they don't expose it. And Sabrina and them don't like when they do that to them. But as her friend, and you know that you're the closer friend to her, and she literally just requested that you not say anything to these ladies, why would you do that? that's not friends. Like, I just really be sitting here looking at their friendship dynamics. Like, how are y'all friends? I don't understand. It really rubs me the wrong way. But the episode also ended with Danni and Preston, and Danni was upset because Preston hadn't been returning her phone calls that whole day since the brothers popped up on her. But come to find out, they probably took his phone and they had beat him up. Because when she finally got home, he was sitting outside her door, face all beat up. And I just can't wait to see what's coming up next. And what he gonna say that they did to him and what happened to his phone and why he couldn't call her back and all this stuff. So Sistas is actually getting good, and I'm looking forward to next week. If y'all got any shows y'all want me to watch, any movies y'all want me to watch, go ahead, drop them in the comments. Like, comment, and subscribe. And